What's happening, YouTube? It's Kyle here, and today we're going to talk about some of my biggest mistakes. Don't you think, Avery? Good idea. So, if you guys don't know me, thanks for watching, subscribing to the channel, and talk about excavating. Mostly excavating, sort of like overall my story of creating and building an excavating company. And I started out on my own, by myself, with a pickup truck and a gooseneck and a skid steer. Not all at the same time. Each machine, the truck was like 2013, the trailer was 2014, the skid steer was 2015 or 16. I can't remember. It didn't all happen at once. So my biggest mistakes are, number one, and these might not be in of highest importance or mistakes, biggest mistakes, but it's just in order as I'm going about it. I wanted to shoot this video for you guys, so hopefully you won't make the same mistakes. And they all basically cost either money or time, and to me the time one is more important than the money, even though they are both very closely related and tied together. So the number one thing that I messed up when I was in my late teens, early 20s is my credit. And then I had it back together a little bit better, and then in 2010 to 2012, I just got behind on credit cards again. So ever since then, since 2013 or 14, I think, I have not had any credit cards. Now, that is arguably not a wise decision. In my opinion now, stop that please, thank you. In my opinion now, I really should get like 1 or 2 credit cards, because I could get a ton of points on those things for buying gravel, fuel, all that stuff that I just spend money on regardless every month. But I'm not going to get into that. Check out Graham Stephan on YouTube. He's got a cool channel on finance, real estate, credit card stuff. He's sort of like the modern day young Dave Ramsey, which I think is really cool. So having bad credit, and it's not like it stopped me from getting financing for stuff. It's that it made the financing super expensive, okay? So the difference between like a 5% interest rate and a 7% interest rate, and I'm going to use $100,000 as just a loan. Like 5%, you're probably going to pay back around $135,000. And the numbers aren't accurate. I'm just using them as an example. At 7%, you're going to pay back like $145,000. So it's a significant more that you're going to have to pay in interest because of bad credit. So if you're young and you want to get into this business or any business, keep your credit good. Pay your stupid credit card bills. I really, my parents didn't have I don't know why I just missed the boat on that whole game. But the other thing to add to that, credit is a game. It's just a game, and if you want to if you want to have a business or get a house or have anything, to leverage your time, leverage your money with, you need to have good credit. You just, or at least decent credit. So keep your credit clean. The second thing that I did, biggest mistake, was buy I'm trying to say this the nice way, but I bought that cat, that 308. It was literally the worst decision I could have made in growing this excavating company. It was just, overall, it's a good machine. It functions well. It works well for the size. It's an amazing machine for its size, but it was way too small for the work that I at the time should have been planning to get into. So I bought it. I was doing smaller stuff. It worked out good, but I didn't realize that it was too small of a machine for the work that was actually that I knew how to do, and I could do that kind of stuff. I just didn't know it. and it was partially, it was a bad decision because of the deal that I took. Okay, that machine, like, it's like 148 grand with the mulcher on it. So it's like 100, and the machine itself was like 125 or so, I believe. Are you counting? It was just way too expensive. And then to kick it all off, like 4 months, maybe 6 months later, when I realized, like, man, this thing isn't, like, it worked well for that, what I needed to it, but like, it's just not going to be the right machine for me in the long term. So in trying to get rid of that machine, man, like, Cat comes back and says, oh, well, 6 months later, 300 more hours, it's worth 75 grand. So that was a really big, like, just bummer hit. That was just a bad idea. And what I can offer to you on that experience is make sure that what machine you're buying, you will use it, and it's going to apply for a lot of different things in your business. Okay, it'll work for a lot of different things. So that machine was just too small for me. It was too expensive for what it was. I just think Cat in general is overpriced and expensive, and I don't think that, I think in mini to mid-size excavators and equipment, there's a lot more value in, Kubota, Kobelco, some used equipment, if it's nicer used stuff. I think you can just get a lot more value for your dollar versus Cat. When you get into the bigger machines, they're loaders, dozers, like a 330 class excavator and up, 320 and up, then I think, like, that's where Cat probably has the best value and everything. So there's Barry. Hi, Barry. Bye, Barry. that was really the biggest. I mean, that thing just irks me still to this day on that. But hey, I signed up for it. I thought it was great. Like, I'll own it. But I got zero favors in trying to sell that thing and get out of it. So, and it's my fault. I own that. So that was number 2. Number 3 was buying older used equipment. Okay, and this is a really loaded topic because you can totally find used equipment that's in good shape. Okay, it is out there. It's sort of like diamond in the rough, though. Okay, if you haven't noticed by now, I pretty much buy everything new, and then you know what you have. You've got it. Yes, there's been a payment on all of it at some point, but the uptime and the minimal maintenance on things, to me, keeps things going. Again, I can mechanic and wrench on stuff. I can't stand it, though. I would rather take it to a mechanic, work an extra Saturday, moving dirt, doing what I do, and that can just get fixed, and I don't have to, like, think about it, get mad because I don't have the right parts or tools or whatever. So that's that right there. And the specific story on that is basically the dump truck is a great example. And again, like, I was, because of, like, bad credit 2 years ago, and now it's so much better now, but because of not good credit, I don't want to say with this one I wasn't educated in that decision, because it's been a really good truck overall, even though it's been super expensive. That truck has cost me, what have I put? I've put about $25,000 into it since I've owned it in 2 years. So overall, that truck's like, that, just call it 60, 70 grand that it's cost me in 2 years. So, I've talked about the dump truck situation before and its costs and, new versus used. Like, would I go out and buy a brand new dump truck? I actually, was planning on it, okay? I'm going to leave that right there. But, and then you can't necessarily, when you're just starting out, like, it's not that easy to justify, a $250,000 truck, $200,000, $180,000 dump truck, however you get it spec'd out. It's not easy to justify that when you don't have the work for it. So you kind of have to, like, grow into things. So it's finding that balance of, your ability to grow into things, pay things off, buy things as they come up, and try and buy the nicest equipment that you can for your money. Like, ultimately, that's it. And I don't say that the dump truck is like a mistake, because now that International is in really good shape, everything works, AC, heat, radio, clutch is good, engine is good. It's probably got a little bit of wear on the rings. She blows a little bit of blue smoke right when you take off, but other than that, it's in really, really good shape. I've had the injectors done. All that stuff has been done to it. So the dump truck is now a great truck. It's not the most comfortable, but hey, hauls dirt, it works, it's clean, it's presentable, it runs good, all that stuff. So those really are just some of like my biggest mistakes I wanted to share with you guys. What else? That's really it. I think, you know, I feel like I've done good at like finding the right people and growing at an appropriate pace. From what I hear from other people, and especially more in like the landscaping arena, is do not hire just any help. Like, hire good people. That's a huge thing. Do really good work. Always do your best work, even if you're gonna, you know, this is a touchy subject, but I'd rather lose a little bit of money, not make as much profit, and do a quality job than I would skimp out on the work for, you know, because of less cost, or I bid something wrong. I like that. You know, do quality work at the end of the day. Other things, I think that's really it. Like, I've kind of accumulated a lot of stuff. I mean, if you guys have been following me, I mean, you got the pipe racks, all the attachments, the little shed, I got a shop, I got like 3 trucks, 6 pieces of equipment, whatever. Like, it's come, I look back on 4 years. Has it been 4 years? I think it's almost been 4 years. Hasn't it, Avery? I look back on that and it's like, kind of, you know, it's been good, you know? So it has not been easy though. This has really probably been the easiest year I've had because of the help and the people who are working with me. So hiring good help, finding, like, get a good accountant, definitely get a good accountant. That was a huge help. If you can start off from day one with a good accountant, it's an incredible help. Have someone do your books. I've got, you know, my mom sort of does my errands. She's sort of my banker, if you'll call it that. Like, she takes the checks to the bank. It's just, it saves me so much from having to stop, you know, go to the bank at 9 o'clock or get there before 6 o'clock before they close, you know. So I have people that really help. My wife helps do the books, and then the accountant. Like, it's all really, really good. Yes, Avery?
I'm the alligator.
You want the alligator? Here you go. All right, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, subscribe. Click that like button. I appreciate you watching. Let me know what your guys' thoughts. What are your biggest mistakes in this business, in growing your business as, you know, excavating or landscaping, just in the trades? Like, what are some of your biggest mistakes? And tell me, you know, what you think, how this could help you too. So I'm out. You guys rock. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.